Even without Michael Bay in the director's seat, y'all still managed to fuck this up somehow. Whew. Let the slaughter begin. So Transformers Rise of the Beasts is a new Transformers film where stuff happens. I mean, that's what it felt like anyway. The gist is Optimus Prime and the gang run across the Maximals, who are protecting this artifact from the Terracons, because in their hands, they can use it to bring the Dark One Unicron to Earth. There's also a new batch of humans involved to some capacity, and they all gotta team up and stop the Terracons. Like I've said before, sounds simple on paper, but trust me, you'd be dead wrong. I guess I should try and talk about the things that I did like about this movie, because I'll tell you right now, there is not a lot. I guess the thing that really drew me in, or at least had me a little bit excited for Transformers Rise of the Beasts, was the Maximals and the Terracons. Luckily, I was young enough to catch reruns of the Beast Wars cartoon, so I kind of have a soft spot for Transformers Beast Wars. And I used to love Optimus Primal, so yeah, I was kind of excited to see the Maximals and the Terracons here. I thought Optimus Primal was cool. I thought Scourge was actually pretty good as the main villain. Could make the argument that Unicron is the villain of this movie, but it's actually Scourge. And what's funny is Airazor has a really significant role in this movie. She's the one that has the most dialogue. She actually has some pretty tender moments in the movie. And of course, whenever you go to see a Transformers movie, one of the biggest things you're looking forward to are the fights. And some of the CGI in this movie is pretty clean. Like, the special effects are pretty good. And unfortunately, that's pretty much all I can think of in terms of good, because, oh my god, how did we get here? What happened to Transformers? Like, what parallel universe am I living in where it gets worse than Transformers The Last Knight? Like, I am just so tired of hating ass, killing ass Optimus Prime. I'm tired of Optimus Prime saying screw humans, fuck humans. That's not Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is supposed to be this wise sage of a leader that cares about all life and cares about his family and is willing to do anything to protect his family. I swear to God, if I have to hear Optimus Prime utter the words, "I'll kill you," he's going to die. I will kill you. I'm just gonna blow my fucking brains out. I'm so done with this version of Optimus Prime. And they do try to give Optimus Prime in this movie some leeway for some kind of character development, but it just does not feel earned. Optimus Primal is more Optimus Prime in this movie. He even says in the movie, yeah, the whole reason I'm called Optimus Primal is because I looked up to you. You know, I wanted to be like you. So how the fuck is Optimus Primal more Optimus Prime than Optimus Prime? And the human characters. Look, I'll defend human characters a bit because people have always said, well, I come to see these movies for the Transformers. I don't give a fuck about the humans. Let me tell you something right now. As long as they keep making Transformers movies, there's always going to be humans in these movies. And the reason for that is even back when Gen 1 was still around, humans were always part of the Transformers story in Mythos. But you could at least do better. I never thought I'd look back on Sam and Michaela and go, you know what? Those characters were actually really good. And they try to make you feel for the main dude. I forget his name because literally he's the most forgettable fucking guy I've ever seen in a Transformers movie. He can't seem to find a job. He's got a little brother that's sick. They do make a genuine attempt to get you to care. But it's all about how these characters are written and how they're executed. The new girl in this movie, I don't even know why she's here. She's literally important for one scene, and after that, she's just useless. And the dialogue in this movie, man, like, don't get me wrong, Sam and Michaela had some very janky-ass dialogue and lines, but it was a lot better than some of the shit that the characters in this movie have to say. There are moments in this movie where a character will say something that completely just contradicts the thing that they say in the next scene. I already mentioned Unicron, but I'll go ahead and say this. Unicron didn't need to be in this movie either. To me, Unicron is like a Thanos-level threat for the Transformers to fight. Why do you want to have that guy show up in the first movie? If you want the Terracons to show up and do some crap, that's fine. You know, have them talk about this master or dark one that they're serving. So throughout the entire movie, the audience is in suspense because they're trying to figure out, ooh, who's this mysterious dark master that the Terracons are serving? And then you get to an after credit scene where you drop the bomb in their laps and they go, holy fuck, that's Unicron. Not to mention, this movie just feels like every other Transformers movie we've gotten before. Right down to having this big magical plot MacGuffin that is supposed to decide the fate of the universe. Transformers 1, you had the Allspark. In Transformers 2, you had the Matrix of Leadership. In Transformers 3, you had the space bridge that Sentinel Prime wanted to set up. In the fourth one, you had the Seed. In the fifth one, it was a staff. And in this movie, it's a space bridge again. They couldn't even think of something new to be the plot MacGuffin. They literally used the same damn thing from the third movie. The more I think about this movie, I just can't. I can't. My brain is about to explode from the stupidity that I had to experience when I was in that theater. All of that bullshit did not make my head explode. The ending of this movie certainly did. This was the moment where I about stood up and went, fuck you, fuck this movie, I'm out. It's the fact that they're trying to set up a franchise that nobody wants. People who saw this movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's the moment at the end of the movie where the main dude sits down, he's having a job interview, and the guy gives him a card with a certain symbol on it, and I literally went, wow, you're actually going there. Fuck you. And don't come in my comment section and try to tell me, well, I always thought that would be a pretty cool idea. No, it's stupid, it won't work, and you're fooling yourself if you think it will. In the end, Transformers Rise of the Beasts is a stinker. Plus, seeing the Maximals and the Terrorcons cool. Yes, I will give this movie that. But other than the Maximals and the Terrorcons, everything about Transformers Rise of the Beasts is the same bullshit we've seen in all of these other Transformers movies. Bad writing, bad dialogue, and just characters that you don't give a shit about. Only reason this movie is not getting a fuck you is because there were actually a few moments where I was actually enjoying myself. Other than that, this is a terrible fucking movie. In fact, it is so terrible that it is bad. Like coleslaw. This is a horrible movie. The fact that I enjoyed The Flash, spoiler alert, the fact that I enjoyed The Flash more than this movie is just telltaling. I don't know. Like, seriously, what universe am I living in right now? But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, I'm the Unbiased Movie Nerd. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace out, everybody.